Langley M Neely writes, "Is Arnold Schwarzenegger's solo film career dead? Sabotage, The Last Stand, Escape Plan, all flops. Do you believe his misconduct and infidelity in his private life and the way he handled it finally shattered the notion that Hollywood and audiences don't care what you do as long as you churn out the cash and put butts in the seats? The ultimate test will be his involvement in Terminator Genesis and any other formerly successful franchise he tries to revisit."
Let's get this out of the way. Nobody cares if Arnold had an affair with his maid. Nobody cares at all. And let's be careful. Escape Plan was not a flop. I mean, Escape Plan only made $25 million in North America, but worldwide it made, I think, close to $140 million, which is way beyond what its production budget was. It was actually a profitable movie, not a hit, and you want to be popular in North America if you want to have long-term success. But Escape Plan was definitely not a flop. The Last Stand deserved better. I really liked The Last Stand, and it did not do well. Sabotage is absolutely tanking it. I don't think it's a matter of, you know, Schwarzenegger had an affair with his... I think it's more a matter of Schwarzenegger had an affair with the governor's mansion in California, and he was gone out of movies. You can't just... When you're an aging star like he is, and every star is going to be an aging star at some point, you can't then just step away from the career for 10 years and then expect to just walk back in and have everything blow up again. I mean, that's just unreasonable, and I think that's what we're seeing right now. I think, you know, there's a whole generation of film watchers right now who are completely disconnected from Arnold Schwarzenegger. Even when you put out a good movie, like The Last Stand, people didn't go see, which is really unfortunate because it was a good film. What the real litmus test here, though, is going to be, like you mentioned, it's when Terminator and Conan come up. Because remember, Sylvester Stallone stepped away for a few years from his bread and butter franchises, and he tried to do, he said, I'm done with Rocky and I'm done with Rambo. Okay, and he did a whole bunch of other things, and they all flopped. Copland was pretty good, though. Copland was pretty great. But they basically flopped, and so what happened? Then he returned to his bread and butter, and all of a sudden, he's Sylvester Stallone again. Vin Diesel did the same thing, you know, he walked away from Fast and Furious, he said he wasn't gonna do more XXX, did a bunch of films, it didn't really work out. Suddenly he's in Fast and the Furious again, and everything's happy. So really what we're gonna see is where are people with Arnold Schwarzenegger. We'll really find out when the new Terminator comes and when the new Conan comes anyway.
Yeah, and as the point I was gonna make was definitely the Stallone comparison, but I think the difference was that Stallone was doing direct to DVDs for a bit. He was just gone for a while.
Yeah.
So, but that was good for him because he was really gone. I think I agree with you also. I liked The Last Stand because The Last Stand to me was fun. It was a fun action movie.
Yeah.
And I didn't like Sabotage. I didn't think it was fun. But what Arnold did, that was the first movie he came back with, which is The Last Stand. I think that was the mistake. Because he shows back up. He should have showed back up with a Conan or Terminator, because then you go, oh, now Arnold's back. Then they start to support him more. Because that's what Stallone did. Stallone came back with Rocky VI, Rambo, boom, boom, Expendables now. And so it doesn't matter if Bullet in the Head flops. It doesn't matter if these smaller films that he does flops, because now he has those other ones that have proven to be profitable.
Yeah. Schnepp?
Well, he did side skimp in with the Expendables. He did that one like church scene with Bruce Willis. That was before The Last Stand. So that was his, I'm still governor.
I'm here. You know, if you need me, I'm here. Just give me a call.
I'll give you 5 minutes.
Come on. Come on.
But we should all do Arnold. Yeah, you know what? I don't think his career is tanking. I think it's just, it really literally is like a series of bad decisions. Like, you're right. If he came back with Terminator Genesis, like, I'm done being governor, now I'm back as the Terminator, 100, 200 million, bam, explosive. Like, he's back, you know, not The Last Stand, shubbly cop in a corner, like fighting a guy with a car. You know, it's like with Johnny Knoxville. I just think it was like, I mean, you know, that's not how Schwarzenegger should have come back. But, you know, I don't think his career is over at all. He's doing Terminator Genesis, where he gets to play his own age, and there's going to be younger T-800s, so he's going to be fighting himself. Like, it's going to be a pretty cool movie, I think, and it's going to be a big hit. They've got out one of the directors from Game of Thrones. He did a great job with Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And you know, and Schwarzenegger, you're going to be reading my script, Santa Claus versus the Martians, and you're going to be Santa Claus.
Is that Jingle All the Way sequel?
I'm writing it right now. It has nothing to do with Jingle All the Way. Arnold Schwarzenegger is Santa Claus with
and you know
giant
what?
guns.
After watching Sabotage, there's a scene in Sabotage, if you haven't seen it, and let's face it, none of you have seen it. There's a scene in Sabotage where Schwarzenegger's just in the gym pumping iron, and I'm like, Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's
still a beast.
He got back on the horse steroids, and he looks amazing. Now, after seeing that scene, I'm like, bring on King Conan. Bring on King Conan. I'm ready.
I really want him to do King Conan. I don't want to hear about it again. I've been hearing about it
forever,
for
but
20 years.
I want to get a Milius version of that, though.
Right?
That's
Come on. Just
raw.
bring him in as a consultant, because
Yeah.
it's like those guys rocked it.
Yep.
Conan the Barbarian, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, you were just born in like 1983. Watch Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
It's great.
Where Schwarzenegger, what, 43 minutes into the movie before he has his first line?
Right. The cries and lamentations of their women. Just the soundtrack alone. Basil, come on.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.